Hi, this is Jane with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. I did forget to tell you something on the other video that you'll see following this one. I'm going to splice those critters together. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all my old subscribers. I really appreciate you sticking around with me. I would also like to remind you that if you like this, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the bell, and you'll get notified every time I put up a new video. The quilters group that I attend in Mill Hall at the Fire Hall, we have been asked by a nursing home to provide catheter bags. So I have quite a few of those cut. And I was given some elastic about a year ago that's on a big roll, so I plan on using that. The nursing home prefers, instead of having the ties, where you can draw string ties to close up the bag around the catheter, they would prefer that we use elastic, so that's what I'm going to do. I do plan on showing you a video of how that is actually done so that you can see it, and I will give you the instructions for making those if you happen to be a sewer and choose to sew some catheter bags. That's it, so enjoy the rest of the show. Bye. Hi, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. Today is May the 29th. It's Tuesday, and I only have one finished item to show you. Well, I actually have two, but the other one you can't see. I'll explain why in a moment. I did get my Hesperides shawl finished. And this is done in the color Spirit, the mandala yarn. Took 2 balls, and that is all I had left of those 2 balls. I was afraid I was going to be doing yarn chicken. So, luckily I managed to get through it. The other thing that is finished is I have been building a camera rig in order to film some tutorials. I still have to figure out how I'm going to do the lighting up there, but I'm hoping to get tutorial done on that netting and the tulle to make scrubbies. It's just a fun thing to do. You can buy the scrubby yarn. I don't like I think it's Lion Brand's scrubby yarn. I don't like the feel of it on my hands. I love this yarn's scrubby yarn. I think it works a little bit better. And today, pollen is high. So if I start sneezing, I apologize. As you can tell, my voice is a little strained today because of that. My husband and I stopped over at Walmart, and I picked up a couple of fat quarters. These I thought were cute. It's just some little kitties. I like kitties. Don't have any real kitties anymore, but doesn't mean I don't still like them. Thought I'd make a couple of bags out of those. And then got some lining for some other fabric that I've got going on. The camera rig is basically PVC pipe. You can use clamps to clamp lights onto it, but I find that it's a little top heavy, so I'm looking for a different way to fix my lights. I do have 2 tripods, which is what these lights are on today. And I'm sorry for the shadows. It's just really hard in this living room to get a good light, even with the lights focused on me. As you can tell, I only got like 1 row done from the very last time. This is how much I'd done in between last week. Only got 1 row done. Not get anywhere there. that camera rig has taken a little bit of time to work on, and to cut the PVC pipes myself and everything. So that's about it. That's all for what I've got accomplished. I have continued to work on things upstairs. I went into my closet to reorganize. I noticed I have a problem with yarn that is hidden in the closet. Cannot see it. So what I did is I reorganized some things that really needed to be put into storage. We have some old tapestries that we wanted to keep, and we've kind of had them out to the open. So what I've done is I've cleaned those up, put them in some plastic bags, put them in some plastic totes so they'll be protected from the dust and all the critters and whatnot. And while I was doing that, I was reorganizing, bringing the yarn that I had in the closet out, finding a place in my bedroom to stack it where some of these other things were. I went through, I think, 4 boxes of things that from when we moved way back in 2004. Yeah, 14 years ago. That I've not gone through, and of which a lot of it was just junk. So went through that, donated quite a bit of stuff to Salvation Army. Not Salvation Army, Goodwill. Salvation Army is a little hard to get to sometimes. There is a doorbell where you can bring donations in, but my husband just wanted to go to Goodwill and get it done. We had to stop at Walmart to get a few things, so stopped off, got a few things, and then he went on to work. He's a professor at the university. He is teaching a summer class. The summer class is natural disasters, and it is one that is mostly online, although he likes to be available every day of the week that the university normally would be open. Like Monday they weren't open because of Memorial Day. So he chose to stay home, and we kind of lounged around yesterday in our jammies and didn't do a whole lot of stuff. So there you go. I kind of wanted to talk about something. I subscribed to a newsletter from Yarn Shop, Quilt Shop that's about an hour away, and that is Stitch Your Art Out. If you follow Creative Grandma, you might have seen the video where she got some yarn at Stitch Your Art Out, and it's Stitch Your Art, A-R-T, out. And I believe that's also there. If you put .com behind it, you can get to the website. It used to be a 2-person business. One of the persons passed away about, I want to say 2 years ago, year and a half ago. So the other person took over the full entire business. So now she's running that business on her own. She does have some ladies come in and teach some quilting and knitting classes. She does have 1 crochet class and 1 tatting class. Now I do a little bit of all of it, so I really don't need to learn anything. But Zach Stout and Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter, and yes, that is how it is pronounced. That is a play on words that her husband calls it, so it's Canadian Crocheter. They both brought up a subject, and it has to do with, and I noticed this when I went to the Fiber Fest. There are all kinds of knitting patterns, projects hanging up in these booths, showing off the lovely yarns. I don't have a problem with that, because I'm by Stitch Wool, so, no big deal. But then when you ask about crochet patterns, they kind of give you this look like you've got a third eye, maybe a third head, I don't know. But they give you this look like, no, we knit here. Like crochet is a dirty word. Now what I find funny is I know a lot of people that crochet. Not only my older generation, I'm seeing a lot of younger generation crocheting. At the university, they used to have a knit and crochet club. The hospital at one time with the Naughty Knitters, we were asked to help mend some booths one weekend for the, I want to say it was thread and fiber display that the History Museum had going on, and they had it done at the Masonic Lodge. So we were sitting there, and one of the girls was from college, Jaleesa. Hi Jaleesa. She had come in, and she'd sat down next to me, and we talked, and I taught her some main crochet, and she said she just loved the way crochet looked. And then she asked me if I would help her with a crochet club that she was trying to get going with the university. Now this was about 5 years ago. So I went over. We had a great time. We had several meetings. I helped teach some of the girls to knit and to crochet. Although one of them was absolutely funny, was a young lady. She was from England, doing some school education abroad. And when I was trying to teach her to crochet, she's holding her yarn out here in the hook, trying to do it like this. And I'm telling her, no, don't be afraid of the yarn. Don't be afraid of the hook. You have to wrap the yarn around your hook. You know, that's something that a lot of us, when we're teaching other people, get into that mantra. Wrap your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook. Then go in. So the girl there then told me, she said, well, you know, Jane, I have to admit something. I don't know how to knit. I don't know how to crochet. Don't know how to tat. But I'm going to tell you where I used to work at in London. I said, okay. She said, I worked in a yarn shop where they knit, they crochet, they tat, they do embroidery. I was the cashier, and people would ask me questions. I had no clue what to answer. So it was kind of funny. She did eventually learn to crochet, and I do, converse with her by email. And she's become quite an accomplished crocheter since then. But she said even there, we were talking about crochet, she said even there when you go into yarn shops, it's mostly knitting. Both of these crafts have their place in the world. Both I find very soothing and relaxing most of the time. I have a pattern with the winged dragon that is a real pain. It's like 17 pages long. The chart's 17 pages long. You have to tape them together, find a way to be able to read the chart. Every row on that is charted. And I believe that is one that is sold by, I want to say, the Crazy Lace Lady, something like that. I really need to look it up and find out what her name is and put a link down below. But for the most part, I find both relaxing to do. Now, I do prefer crochet. Crochet is faster. I tend to be a little impatient. I think it's just as beautiful as knit. It does have some stretch, not as much stretch as knit. So, let's stop thinking of crochet as a dirty word, okay? It's really not. Crochet back, during World War I, World War II, many people would crochet their own lace because they couldn't afford the Irish lace. So they would crochet it themselves to make beautiful items to sell, doilies, you name it. That was a way for these people to have an income many years past. So crochet does have a long history. I don't know which one is older, but they're both beautiful in their own way. So I think we just need to stop thinking of crochet as a dirty word. Gotta scratch my nose here. It's driving me nuts. Sorry. Allergies. I noticed today, I went and looked at something. I was replying to a comment, and I realized I'm at almost 250 viewers. So I was planning on a giveaway. So I will be shopping for some yarn later on this week for the giveaway. And look for that to come up next week. I will probably do a separate video for just the giveaway. And yeah, I really never believed that I would get to this point. So thank you. It's amazing. You guys are amazing. So I want to thank all my new viewers, all my old viewers, and I really appreciate you sticking around with this crazy old lady. It's been fun. I do hope to bring some more things to you, show you. Like I said, I'm hoping to get some tutorials going. Like I said, the biggest thing is getting that lighting system worked out. As you can tell, there's a lot of shadows that I need to work out. No, I do not have the umbrella lighting. I am looking for something to create some umbrella lighting so it'll be more focused. Soften up some of these lights instead of keeping them so harsh. And so I'm doing some research for something that is affordable. I don't know if you know this, but photography equipment, film equipment to film, tends to be a little pricey. So, yeah, I gotta stay within a certain budget. I mean, I have giveaways to think about, right? So, with that, I'm gonna go. I will see you again next week, and thank you. Bye.